you say so.
Sorry about that, guys. Something weird happened, and we got kicked out. Let me try to share this back into Facebook because
I right before the podcast started. I mean, the show started.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah, I clicked something. I hope I didn't mess things up. But
well, I'm just gonna
it said something about Facebook, and
I'm just gonna share this back out, just in case. All right.
While Toni Ann is sharing that out,
what does this say? Week, Disney sent to you 5 minutes before the live stream.
I don't know. I saw that too. I'm not sure what that's about. What's up, Tom?
That's
Holla,
weird.
Tacoma. Yeah, I'm not real sure. They sent me something. They want verified. You know what I had to do is StreamYard sent a notice on my screen telling me that in 5 days they were gonna I don't know, change something. So to click it and it would be fine. So I just clicked it and it said, okay, everything's fine. So I don't know. I'm not too sure.
That's weird.
What's up, Jeff? Like Toni Ann's sharing that out, and you guys are coming on in. On this week's show, episode 147, Toni Ann, along with Dominic and Michael, headed over to Disney's Hollywood Studios for the day.
Mm-hmm.
And we're going to hear all about their trip. We're going to maybe do some news. We're going to do some good, the bad, and the ugly of Facebook, maybe. And
there's something weird going on, dude. I can't. It's not letting me share it out.
Maybe I did something wrong. Let me see.
No, it's something weird. We're in the wrong.
I shouldn't have clicked it. See, I clicked it. When that says Walt Disney World News, no, that's not it. Someone has requested a password reset for the following account. Disney newsroom sites. Did you do that?
No.
No. Okay, that's not it.
Very weird.
Kevin Curtis.
Absolutely. And for some reason, Facebook is taking me to Karen Daves' Facebook page. This is all something very weird's going on with StreamYard tonight.
Maybe we've been hacked. Maybe Kevin Curtis
hacked us? I don't think so. I don't know.
Scott says it's working for him, but Karen can't get in. That's weird.
Very weird.
Strange.
Okay. Well, I don't know. Let me see if I can share it from my phone, because it's not letting me share it from my computer. So I'm sorry, guys. This is also a podcast, Dave. So it's already going great.
Well, if I do make it into podcast, I got a lot of editing to do. So
I had a headache last night, so we didn't record. And yeah.
So if I do this into a podcast, you'll be able to listen to this, whoever's listening, and then tomorrow I'll try to edit it into a podcast, and then you'll see what we do.
We'll see if I can share this out.
Karen said she's in now. Okay.
Oh, thank God! As long as Karen's in,
that's all that matters. That's all that matters.
It's saying Disney Springs reopens May 20th. Like it's under a different title for some reason. It's under an old episode.
I see that. Isn't that weird?
I don't know why it's
don't know.
It says Disney. Oh shoot.
Your pictures? Did your pictures disappear too, maybe?
No, my pictures better not disappear, or else we're in big trouble.
Well, if you guys haven't, you can join us on Facebook at Friends of the Disney Crush. Maybe. Or maybe we've just disappeared. Maybe this is all a mirage. Well, hey, one good thing, I got to say this, good thing is, hey, he's been a little lonely.
Okay.
And, he's been a little lonely, but he's got a friend now. He's got a friend.
I can't see because I'm doing work.
He's got a friend now.
Oh, the Affleck duck. All right.
Yeah. So
I'm trying to fix
we're all
things.
good. While Toni Ann is fixing that, Toni Ann went. It was a 1-day trip, right, Sensei?
Yes.
Okay, and that's your first ever 1-day trip, correct?
No.
Oh, you've done a 1-day trip before.
Mhm.
Oh, I thought. Why do I think that you don't never done a 1-day trip?
I don't like to do them, but I do. I will.
Oh, she doesn't like them, but she has done them. Okay, for some reason I thought maybe that was your first ever 1-day trip.
No.
I'm sadly mistaken. So we're going to hear all about that whenever we get this all situated. Hey, Susan. Rachel's here. Oh, Jeff, the master photographer's here. Thanks for joining us. We're going to get this figured out in a minute, maybe. Toni Ann Spent. There it is. I see it now. Toni Ann Spent August. There it's now. Now it's there.
Yeah, I'm having a problem with YouTube, but I think it's up now. I think it's all good. I don't know why it took an old title card and ran with it, and then I couldn't get it to work. So
might have been my fault when my son always tells me when something comes up on the computer, because I'm not a computer guy.
Yeah.
And something comes up, and things will pop up every now and then and say, "Hey, click here for the new update." I'm like, "Zane, come here," and he comes in and he goes, "Don't click it, just don't click it." I'm like, "Okay." And that, sure enough, it came up tonight, and I actually sent you a picture.
Yeah,
of it. Yeah, and sure enough, I said, "You know what? I feel like I'm always bugging Toni Ann. I'm going to click it," and I clicked it. I have a feeling that I probably messed things up.
Probably shouldn't have clicked it till after the show, whatever it was.
Probably my fault. So I apologize.
So on this week's podcast, we're going to talk about my 1-day trip to Hollywood Studios post-COVID. I hope I didn't put pre-COVID in the title. I might have.
Hey, it is what it is. It is what it is.
You know what? The stupid YouTube title keeps changing back to Disney Springs is opening. Oh well, I'll just fix I'll fix YouTube after the show, maybe.
No matter how long you do it, you still have problems, right?
Yeah, absolutely.
That's the way it goes. Well,
I don't feel bad because I see Chad on Mouse Quiz have problems, and he's been doing this a lot longer than we have.
Speaking of Chad, he's here now.
Oh, he's here. Hi, Chad. It's not liking. It says an error occurred on YouTube. All right,
he heard you call his name.
We're gonna take it off YouTube for now, and I'll put it back up manually after the show. So if you're watching on YouTube, you just got kicked off. Oh wow.
Sorry, guys.
We'll have to try again later with YouTube. So, we've got a little bit of news. You want to get into the news?
Yeah.
Okay.
This week in the news.
Well, there was some news, but it was reported miscellaneous. It was reported erroneously. This is a news article that Disney World in Florida shuts down after a Star Trek themed ride. Oh, they shut down their Star Trek themed ride after lightning strikes the park.
Well, I tried telling you that's just clickbait. I'm telling you, that's clickbait.
No, it's not clickbait. She wrote the article. This woman wrote a stupid article saying Rise of the Resistance was closed after lightning struck. It really was. It was closed on like 2 days before I went. Mm-hmm. But in the article, 3 times she called it a Star Trek themed ride. It's just it's poor editing, David. It's not.
Maybe on purpose, though. Maybe on purpose to make everybody click on it and start sharing it out like that.
To make herself look like an idiot?
Well, hey, it's clickbait. You clicked on it and you put it on our site. You know how many people clicked? Every Disney group out there put it on their site. Yeah, I don't know. There's these guys.
Well, that just really makes me mourn for journalism, if that's the case. That you just make stupid articles.
Yeah.
I don't know.
Well, I think Tom agrees with me. I think it's clickbait. Hey, these guys are smart. They know how to do it. We could do that. We could just put something really crazy up there and, with some kind of mistake. And then before you know it, everybody's clicking on our name and sharing it out there. Even though we look a little stupid, we get a lot of exposure.
I don't want to look stupid.
Yeah, the writer was horrible.
Speaking of looking stupid, I don't know if I'm getting Alzheimer's or what, but I caught myself last week's live stream and podcast. I made all these slips in what I was saying. I called I called Disney Springs. I was talking about Disney Springs. I was talking about with these early park closures that people are going to go to Disney Springs, and Disney Springs is already too crowded, but I kept calling it Hollywood Studios. And I hope everybody knows that I was talking about Hollywood Studios. No, I was talking about Disney Springs.
See,
After the parks close, people are going to be dining at Disney Springs. And I kept saying Hollywood Studios, and I'm still saying Hollywood Studios. And then last week during our live stream, Dan Austin asked me what category I'd put the Swan and Dolphin in, and I said value light, and I meant to say deluxe light. So I'm just losing my mind, I guess.
Toni Ann, I know this is public and everything, and I don't want to get too personal, but if you hear a knock on the door, go ahead and answer the door, and if they're all in white, just go with them. Okay. It's okay. It's going to be okay.
No, but you want to know something? You want to know something seriously? Before we started doing our own podcast, I would listen to podcasts and I would hear people call Disney World, Disneyland, and call a restaurant by the wrong name. And I would get angry. I'd be like, you have a podcast and you don't even know what you're talking about. But now that it's my podcast, I get it. You make these mistakes in your speech when you know what you're talking about, but you don't say what you're trying to say. You don't say what you mean.
I do it all the time. You know how I am. I can't pronounce words. I'm terrible.
Right. Yeah. You're all right. Chad says we're up on YouTube, which I don't understand because I don't know. I took us off of YouTube. There's something weird going on tonight with StreamYard. I don't know.
Kevin Curtis Allen.
Especially since we committed ourselves to this. Other news, there will be an upgrade to the My Disney Experience app coming. We don't know when it's coming, but it will apparently let you put yourself on a wait list for restaurants for walk-up. So if you want to try to walk up to a restaurant, they don't, because of COVID, they don't want people walking up to the podium if they don't have to. So they want you to go on your phone to see if there's any walk-ups available and put yourself on the list that way. I don't understand the benefit of this because people that are walking up usually are the people that don't understand how Disney works and don't know how to use My Disney Experience in the first place. So I don't think it's going to, I have had great luck just going on the phone a half hour before I want to eat and looking and seeing what's available. So I don't see how this is really very different, but they're trying to eliminate people walking up to the podium. So that was Veronica talking in my phone.
That's weird.
That was
she's here. She's right over there.
Somewhere. I know.
Nope.
Oh, we're having lots of technical difficulties tonight. That's really all the news I had. Well, go ahead. What'd you have?
There is some news as far as they're doing an annual pass holder event at Magic Kingdom tomorrow, I believe it is, for special merch for it's a Foco. What's it called? A Foco Pop?
Funko
Pop.
Okay, I didn't hear
tomorrow only. If you're annual pass, and you have to have a
park reservation.
They're doing it tomorrow, and you can get it at the World of Disney in Disney Springs and over at the Frontier Trading Post. Only tomorrow, so you get I guess you get it before the public gets it.
Oh, okay.
Wednesday or
all right.
Yeah, Thursday.
Oh, okay. Yeah. So it's just it's like a pre-sale for pass holders.
Yeah. So
go ahead.
No, I was just gonna say. So I think they're trying to do something because they're Disney's in a world of hurt, and also along those lines, I was listening to I keep saying listening to the Diz Unplugged, and they did a survey, and they wanted to find out about people canceling their annual passes or keeping them. And they surveyed about 1,600 people, and 43.1% have canceled their annual passes,
Really.
and 56.9% said no, they're going to keep them.
I'm hearing a lot of pass holders on all the groups I'm in, a lot of people very dissatisfied, not happy. That I guess for some people, those fireworks and parades make a real difference. Park hopping is a big deal. And Heather Tyson and Karen Daves had a little back and forth conversation this weekend because Heather wanted to go to one of the parks and she had her 3 days already reserved for the future, but she woke up that morning thinking, I want to go to the parks, and you can't do that unless you want to cancel one of your future reservations. So it really puts a crink into the pass holders. And pass holder availability for park reservations is less than resort guests, which I don't think annual pass holders have an issue with that. Pass holders have less availability than just people just buying a day ticket. And I think that's something that pass holders kind of resent. Now, there was I don't know if it was a stockholders meeting or something where Bob Chapek was recorded saying something to the effect that pass holders, they don't get as much money from us coming for the day. Like I came for the day and I spent $40 on lunch versus people staying on vacation and, buying breakfast, lunch, and dinner in a hotel room. But I don't know if the whole conversation was taken in context or if there was more to it. All I heard was that one little blurb where he said that they don't make as much off of the pass holder coming for the day. But over the year, I'm spending plenty. I've got hotel rooms, I've got meals, I've got merch I buy. So.
Well, that's what I was going to just say, Toni Ann, because, I don't know if I agree with that because like we might go for a day or just a weekend, but, you stay on property all the time and you're buying merch or buying food. And then a couple weeks later, 3 weeks later, you're going to come again.
Right.
And then you pretty much go once a month. Right.
Versus the person who comes once every 2 or 3 years.
Right.
He's getting a lot more of my,
yeah. So,
money.
Your annual pass holders are an integral part of the overall
economy of the
the bottom line
operation.
So,
yeah. Also, there was some chatter that Actors Equity and Disney has come to some kind of agreement. They are going to be providing a space for on-site COVID testing for the actors when they come back to work. And that's really all that was said, that there's going to be on-site testing, which is something that I guess their union was quite insistent upon, but there's no actual date that they've said they're going to come back to work. But it looks like there's some progress. So your Frozen show, we're going to talk about this when I talk about Hollywood Studios. Without the shows, there is something missing. So what's Scott saying? Can you get a same-day reservation if you haven't reached your limit? Some people are saying they've had luck, especially with Epcot and Animal Kingdom, waking up in the morning and getting one. But if you've got your 3, you've got to give one up. If you've got plans, you might not be willing to do that. So I don't know.
I don't know, Toni Ann.
Yeah. I've just got a little bit of Facebook. Are you gonna do a lot? Are you gonna do it so people could see your face, or are you not gonna do it?
No, I got something. I got something for you.
Oh, okay.
Okay. So this week in Facebook, you got a little bit of Facebook?
Just a little bit, just a little thing.
In this week's version of The Good, hey man, that's pretty good. That's pretty good right there. The Bad, that's just B-A-D, bad. And the Ugly, that's just ugly, man. Facebook. Pew, 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 pew. Bing.
Wow.
And thank you, Travis Dietrich, for that.
That was a little kooky.
Well, those pews aren't so easy, are they, after all?
Well, let's start with the good. One of our dear friends posted this picture this week. Our friend Tom Ellison got officially engaged. Now, him and Kim have been together 10 years, so I hope she knows him well enough to know what she's getting herself into.
Congratulations, you guys.
So congratulations to Tom and Kim. A lot of posting, a lot of Facebook was people asking about COVID, asking if they know of anyone who's gotten sick at the parks. But I really don't think there's any way of knowing where anybody got it, especially if they're coming on an airplane. How do you know if you got it at the airport, at the parks? But that's been the big thing this week on Facebook is people say, has anybody gotten sick? Or have you been? Are you okay? And yeah, we're okay. I don't know. I get tested once a week now for work, so I'm okay. I've been twice now since it reopened. So, but I don't know that there's really any way for Disney to know.
No, because I mean, you could get off the plane, you could stop at a convenience store,
right,
and pick it up there, or a gas station, or a gift shop, or I don't know. Who knows, right?
Mm-hmm.
It's hard to tell.
So this Facebook will segue us into our main topic. I went to Hollywood Studios today. This person went the same day I did. I thought I'd share some of my thoughts. First of all, I love Disney World, but I was disappointed in Disney today. They let way too many people in the park to be safe. There is no such thing as being able to social distance. I felt very unsafe most of the day. Not sure why I did not leave, except we had to spend a lot of money. Now, if I had waited until about 3 to go, the crowd seemed to thin to a safe level. The signs were shorter and you'd still have time to ride everything before closing. My advice to anyone going is to wait until everyone has tried to get their boarding groups for Rise of the Resistance. A lot of people leave around 2. It was a mass herd of people getting into the park at 10 a.m. I am extremely disappointed in Disney. So she says they have definitely decided to put profit in front of safety, in my humble opinion. I will add that I went to Animal Kingdom the day prior and felt very safe there. So
that's it. That's my part.
She was there the same day as me. So we're going to talk a little bit about her opinion and my opinion and where I agree with her and where it differs. So I had a 1-day pass. I got it the day of when they first released pass holder park reservations. I grabbed one for Hollywood because I wanted to ride that ride behind me, Mickey and Minnie's Runaway Railway. And so we're going to talk about that too. What was Karen asking? I'm sorry.
She just said that Josh Tomorrow was in the parks walking around, and that he mentioned to annual pass holders that positive things are coming or changing. Positive things are changing or coming. So
I'm going to have a coughing attack now because we're live.
We'll have to hold him to that. We'll see what he's.
I hope so.
Mm-hmm.
So I arrived. The park was open from 10 to 7, 10 to 8, 10 to 8. And I arrived at 9:05 to this. So if you're driving in, I suggest giving yourself time to get through. It moved pretty fast once it started moving, but you have to give yourself time or else you're just going to stress yourself out if you're driving in. I'm hearing people coming from the Skyliner resorts like Pop Century are having to get in line for the Skyliner at like 8:45 to be at the park by 10 because there's quite a line and they're spacing the people out every 6 feet. So the line actually weaves back into like the 50 section down toward the lake. So you have to get there and get in line. But I've also heard that it actually moves quicker than it looks because of the spacing. the lines are looking deceivingly long. So sometimes you walk up to a line and you think, oh my God, this is so long. But
Tom Ellison is engaged to be married.
okay,
Some people missed it. So
yeah, whatever it is, congratulations. So I did post on our group, the Friends of the Disney Crush Facebook page. We had a discussion last week about the Swan and Dolphin on our live stream, and I had said that they're building a third resort in the family of resorts, and that is the progress of the construction right now. That's the Cove. So it's coming along. So I was able to see that from that line of parked cars. So eventually I did get up there. They scan your pass. They tell you, they ask you, do you have a park reservation today? Because they don't want people going up and then having a big scene at the park there. So they were saying, do you have a park reservation? I don't know what she would have said if I said no, but she probably would have said, turn around. But I got in. We got in. Security, I had my park bag. They were telling us to take out any umbrellas, and they have you hold the umbrella in front of you as you walk through the metal detector. So you look kind of goofy, but you know, that was all they were saying to take out. I've heard other people say that they had to take out their metal, like if they have a metal Yeti or something. I didn't have one of those, but I'm hearing that you're supposed to take any metal, big metal out. So if you have something like that in your bag, but they were specifically saying umbrellas. Take your umbrella out and hold it in front of you as you go through the metal detector. So we got in, it was like 9:30, 9:45 maybe when we got into the park. This was us at 9:50. We were standing here waiting for Rise of the Resistance boarding groups. I found a good signal, a good internet signal on my phone. I had walked over towards Hollywood Brown Derby and I had absolutely no bars on my phone. So I walked out from under the trees out to here and I had full bars. So I thought that would help me get my boarding group. But 10 o'clock came, I jumped on, I picked my people, and they said, sorry, all groups have been distributed at this time. So I did not get a boarding group at 10 o'clock.
Oh, man.
Yeah. So I was at Mickey and Minnie's Runaway Railway, and I had Michael with me, and we were going to get a disability return time because the wait at park opening was listed as 80 minutes. We walked over to get a disability return time at the guest assistance umbrella, and it was just person after person in front of me complaining, saying, how do we get one of these passes? How do we get one of these boarding groups? It was like 10:02 and they were asking how to get a boarding group. And the cast member was like, I'm sorry, you'll have to try again at 2. People were complaining about that there. And then there was another area where there was a guest assistant, like a plaid vest guy, and people were coming up to him complaining about it. This Rise of the Resistance boarding group situation doesn't seem to be getting better. I don't know. It's people are walking away with a bad taste in their mouth.
Yeah, even with the lower crowds, huh?
Mm-hmm. Because they're opening the park later, so more people are actually there at park opening. When park was opening at 7 and only us diehards were there at 6:30, I think we might have had a better chance but I don't know.
Yeah, it's hard to say. Because
they're the social distancing, they're spacing people out more. The ride is still having problems. You saw how the Star Trek ride got closed down because of lightning the other day. They're still having issues with it. So it is closing a lot. And we'll talk about what happened at 2 o'clock for me. but it's still an issue. It's still something that I heard a lot of people grumbling about, and it's frustrating because you're doing it and the person next to you is like, all right, hooray, they got one and we didn't. And there were 3 of us. Jeff Apoka said during his recent trip he did not get one. A lot of people are not getting them. They're only when I left, when I left at 3:30, they were up to boarding group 46 when I left. So they're not getting through very many boarding groups. So
what time did you leave?
We left about 4:00 in the afternoon. So the park had 4 more hours. So we'll see.
Wouldn't doubt it, Tom.
Tom says it'd be funny if Disney bought Star Trek. We did go. I do want to talk about wait times. Wait times that first hour were up there. They were up there. They were what you would think you'd see on a busy park day. 40 minutes for Rock and Roller Coaster, 50 for Slinky, an hour for Mickey and Minnie's Runaway Railway. So speaking to what that woman was saying in her Facebook post, closing time, the waits were down significantly. I don't have the front page of this. This is the high end. Twilight Zone Tower of Terror, when it's listed at 13 minutes, that's actually an inside joke. It's a walk-on when it's 13 minutes. That's the lowest you'll ever see Tower of Terror is listed as 13 minutes. That's like, unlucky 13. Millennium Falcon, I don't have that one pulled up, was 5 minutes. This was at 10 to 8, which is closing time. So there is something to that. There is something to the fact that at Hollywood, people want to be there at 10 to try to get a boarding group. And then they're leaving after lunch because it's hot, because with a mask, it's miserable. And there's very few places to soak in air conditioning at Hollywood. And there's no shows. Right now, there's no shows. You'd go into the Frozen show to get out of the heat for a half hour. You can't do that now. So the only place where there was a little bit of respite, the Walt Disney Presents was open, the Walt Disney exhibit. So we did duck into there to soak up a little air conditioning for a minute. Toy Story Land is still as miserable as ever with the heat and the lack of shade. The one thing I will say is some of these wait times are a little inflated. Toy Story Mania, when we got there, was posted as a 20-minute wait. We found it to be a walk-on. It was just as long as it took to walk through the ropes and stuff. That was a walk-on. Rock and Roller Coaster was listed as a 30-minute wait. It took less than 15. Scott says, you know how many tribbles Disney could sell if they bought Star Trek. Tower of Terror was an inflated wait time. So
yeah, I heard a lot of people saying that.
Millennium Falcon was listed as 45. It was more like 30. So I think that they're trying to direct traffic flow by manipulating the posted wait times so that people will not overcrowd one section of the park. So we'll have to do like an in-depth study on whether or not that's true. So in your spare time.
Well, what did you find when you were there?
That the wait times were inflated. That's what they were inflated. Yeah.
That's exactly right. That's what everybody else was saying. Yeah. Right. Yeah.
Mm-hmm. So, all right. We rode, like I said, we rode not Tower. We did ride Tower, but we rode Toy Story first and went over to Alien Swirling Saucer, and I had my shirt on that says, nice, "Don't be an alien swirling saucer."
Now, did you get any attention from that shirt like everybody else did?
Cast members.
Yeah.
I had 4 cast members say something to me about my shirt. One said, "I want that shirt, but I'd get fired if I ever wore it." So yeah, I had 4 cast members say things to me. 2 of them were in Toy Story Land and 2 of them were outside of Toy Story Land. So yeah, I did get some. And Karen's ears got a lot of attention over in Galaxy's Edge.
Yeah, those are amazing.
I got a few compliments on Karen's ears.
Did they say, "Where'd you get those? Where can I get those?"
Oh yeah. So everybody wants Star Trek. Everybody wants Star Trek. So we did have lunch at Backlot Express. We used mobile ordering. They're directing you to use mobile ordering, and you have to wait outside until your phone tells you that your order is ready. When your phone says your order is ready, you have to show it to the first person. Then they make you show it to another person, and then you go in. They let you go inside, and they tell you which counter to go to. So we sat inside in the air conditioning. That was nice. They had ice water in little cups outside, and then again inside they had ice water in little cups if you wanted them. This is what I got. I got the Cuban, which was totally shareable. I only ate half of it and brought the other side home to my husband. I had a Ziploc bag. I threw it in and brought it home to Rich. But interesting thing I'm seeing with the fountain beverages, they are filling a bunch of cups of fountain beverages and putting them on trays, and you walk up to a cast member and you show the cast member your receipt that you paid for a fountain beverage, and they ask you what you want, and you get it. The cast member gives it to you, so they don't have people walking up and touching all the soda. So it's a cast member. And I'm hearing that the same thing is happening at the resorts. If you have the refillable mug, you show the cast member, I have a refillable mug, and they are filling another cup for you and handing it to you so that people aren't sticking their dirty refillable mugs in the thing. So that's what they're doing with the soda fountains right now. They're having cast members staff the soda fountains all over property. It's my understanding. Yeah. So, all right.
That's all right.
Yeah.
That works.
Yes. So me and the girls, Amanda and Mandy, were talking about the fact that that thing with the refillable mugs, just showing them I have a refillable mug, might lend itself to some abuse because people could just have their old refillable mugs. But I think Disney's more worried about people getting COVID right now than getting ripped off. So, yeah. And Scott just reported to us that they're doing the same thing with the popcorn buckets. You show them that you have a popcorn bucket, and they're handing you the box of popcorn so that your dirty popcorn bucket isn't getting put into the...
Wow, that just makes sense. Yeah.
Yeah. So Michael finally got to ride Mickey and Minnie's Runaway Railway. We had a fast pass in March, and we didn't get to ride it. I had a fast pass in May, and I didn't get to ride it. So we finally got to ride it. Mr. Michael, who is still lamenting over the loss of the great movie ride, got to ride Mickey and Minnie's Runaway Railway. I'm not going to spoil it for you, Dave, because I know you haven't ridden it yet.
Mm-hmm. I haven't looked at any videos or anything.
I didn't either. I didn't, because Dominic said to me, he's like, "Oh, is it going to be just like the great movie ride?" And I said, "Yeah, I think it is. I think it's going to." It's not. That's all I'm going to say to you. It's not. It blew me away because I didn't watch any of the videos. I had no preconceived notion of what it was. And I was so surprised by what it actually turned out to be. I thought we're just going to be going along. No. Now,
was it all there? Like, I know they've been talking about the very first part of it. They weren't doing that. Are they doing that, or do you know?
I don't know what you're talking about.
I know there's something I think at the beginning, and I heard that they weren't doing it.
I
but
have no
I don't know.
idea what that
Yeah, I
is.
don't know.
So,
I
'cause
don't either.
I didn't watch any of that. I didn't watch any
So
of
you don't know either.
the
Okay.
previews. No,
Okay. So
I can
if
go back
anybody
and
knows,
watch now. But yeah,
yeah.
don't give any spoilers though, because I'm so happy that I didn't watch any of the videos before,
So
because
you were blown away by it, huh?
it really surprised me how good it was. It's all projection, which is, people are like, oh, that's cheap, but it's really cool the way they do it. And
Yeah.
I actually I had my ears on, and I had to like grab them because they almost blew off, because it's yeah. So
Well, we talked about this
yeah,
for a long time before it opened, and I always said that they can't mess this one up because it's Mickey's first,
ride, yeah,
ride, and
yeah.
they have to do it right. And if
Yeah.
so
So Michael was, while we were waiting, we did have a disability return time, so we went through the fast pass line, and where they hold you while they let the other people go, they would let the other people, and the girl said, just hold on, because we have to clean the cars. So they had everybody held while they cleaned the cars, and that they are doing that. They are sanitizing the cars in between. So I told the girl, he's really excited. He had a fast pass in March and he didn't get to ride. And I said, but he's a little sad because he really loved the Great Movie Ride. And he started doing his Stella, and she was laughing. And I said, I was telling her how he had the whole movie at the end memorized. And so it was not, he liked it. He told me, he said it was his favorite. He said it was his favorite part of the day was this ride. He said, but I still miss that old ride. I still miss that old ride.
Hey, this
So,
might be his new favorite ride.
yeah, he really liked it. So yeah, so I was happy that.
Yeah,
So I
Beth
want to
loved it
talk.
too. So
Yeah, I want to talk to you about some of the things I saw implemented in place as far as social distancing. This was the Star Tours. I took the picture, so my feet are kind of at the bottom of this screen. You can almost see it, and in front of me, in the top of the picture, is the party in front of us. So there were 5 full seats between me and the person next to me. So the theater, the Star Tours theater, I counted the seats. There are 35 seats. They sat 12 people in that cabin. So you can see next to this lady in the yellow shirt, there's a divider between the parties. And it's every other row. So there was nobody in front of you, and then there was really nobody next to you. And then there was also a divider. So they, like I said, they filled 12 out of 35 seats. And in the case of I'm sure they have, depending on the makeup of the people, but they only use every other row, and they're dividing people pretty. There were, like I said, there were 5 seats between me and the other lady. So
I like that. See,
yeah. Millennium Falcon Smugglers Run. Your family gets your own capsule. We were not with any. There were 3 of us. They asked us who wants to be the pilot and what do the rest of you guys want to be. You could be whatever you want to be because your family is the only one going in with you. So that's how they were doing Smugglers Run.
That's a lot of cleaning to do too. All those buttons.
Right. They got to clean in between everybody. But like I said, the line was still moving because it was posted as 45 and we waited maybe 30.
Now, where's this? Where's the dividers on Soarin'? I mean, I can't imagine.
I haven't ridden Soarin' yet, but I guess she's saying they use similar. Do you see the plexiglass divider next to this lady? I guess Amanda's saying they do something similar at Soarin'. Toy Story Mania, I wanted to show you, see the dividers between they were running every car, but they were using the plexiglass in the corral between the people. So, and I don't understand why they're not using this plexiglass more, because there seems to be a little bit of people not understanding a situation like this. This is Smuggler's Run. This is the line. If you see, this is a triple line. There's people going one way, then people coming back, and then a third. I was in that third row going. So you go back and forth and back and forth. They don't want anybody next to each other. So you've got your 6 feet, but then also you've got to keep this space so you're not standing next to this guy in the white shirt up here. So there were some people that got that. This particular family understood and they waited. Other people were filling in the space in front of the lady in the pink shirt. They didn't understand that they didn't want anybody walking there or standing there. I think Disney should have put more on the floor where they didn't want you to stand, like something saying, do not stand here, because people didn't understand. They didn't get it. They didn't get that they weren't supposed to stand here because they didn't want you standing next to somebody. It wasn't just a matter of being in front of or behind somebody. They don't want you next to them either. So there were people that didn't understand that and were filling in that space. So I think Disney could have done a better job of marking the ground where they don't want you to stand. And I think I made fun of Disney in the beginning when I said, I saw pictures which said, don't stand here. And I said, that's stupid. But now I think they need more signs that say, don't stand here. Or they could have put up plexiglass where the lines doubled around so that you weren't breathing on the person next to you. So either the plexiglass or something on the ground saying, don't stand here, I think would be better. That's just me. I did take this picture in the bathroom. Michael and I used the companion restroom without anybody.
Good.
Without issue.
That's a good thing.
But look at that toilet paper.
Wow. Was that 3-ply, 4-ply? What is that?
That's 1 ply that you can see your hand through.
Wow.
So cheap.
Gee, Louise.
I took that picture for AJ Mills because she sent at the beginning of all this, the beginning of coronavirus, she sent Michael a care package, and in the care package was a roll of toilet paper. And I was like, wow, it's like 3 or 4 ply. So I took the picture to show AJ that her toilet paper is nicer than Disney's, because she's sad that she can't come to Disney right now. So at least she has nice toilet paper. See,
that would be a good idea, Steve.
Steve says put a stormtrooper there to enforce the distancing. Absolutely. That's a really good idea.
Well, the thing, and Amanda's talking about the thin ply. The thing about that thin ply is people are just going to take more of it.
Right. Yeah. You wind up using more. Right.
Yeah. So it's, whatever.
Somebody needs to talk to my friend Josh.
Mm-hmm.
We did, what else did we do? We wrote, so 2:00 came, and we jumped on to try to get a return time for Rise of the Resistance. We jumped right on at 2, and we did get a backup boarding group, group 92. The 2:00 distribution went much smoother than the 10:00 distribution. I think the diehards were there at 10, and anybody, I think a lot of people trying at 2. I think that you have a better chance, but you have to be willing to stay until the park closes, because my boarding group was not called until 7:30, and I was already home by that time. When I left, Dominic said, well, you got that, but now you're not going to use it because we were going home. He's like, so is that really fair? And I did go on and cancel. You can cancel your boarding group, and I recommend you do that if you're not going to be able to stay. See, it says remove guests right there under my party. That way maybe they can call more people, more backup boarding groups. But I went on at 2. I knew I was staying until 4, and I really was hoping that maybe I'd get one, in the earlier numbers, and I'd get to ride before I left. but I got a backup boarding group that didn't get called till 7:30. So I
Hmm.
did wind up canceling it. And I would ask that if you're not going to use your boarding group to do what I did and go on and cancel, there is an option to cancel. So please do that. But I had to at least try. If I didn't try, I wouldn't have gotten to go. So yeah, we were called at 7:47.
And the
So-
park closes when?
At 8. So we would have had this, yeah, and I had to be home for, so I left the park at 4, so, and I canceled as I left. So Michael got all brave. He wanted to ride Tower of Terror, which I don't know where that came from. He asked me. He said, "Let's ride Tower of Terror." Okay, Mike, we're gonna ride. And he said he didn't second guess. He didn't say no, and change his mind. He rode, and I was shocked when I got this picture back because he had his hands up. It was dark. I didn't know he had his hands up until I saw the picture. He had his hands up.
I can't believe you wrote it.
Yeah, and he put his hands up. That's usually he would like cover his ears and crouch down. So he's getting brave. He's getting really brave. I do want to talk about the photo pass. The pictures took a full 24 hours to come through because you're not scanning your band. Although at Tower of Terror, they did have you scanning your band, but it still took 24 hours before the picture showed up. And this was Saturday. Today's Tuesday. I have not gotten my rock and roller coaster picture yet. I don't think I'll be getting my rock and roller coaster picture. They don't want you scanning the bands as you get off the ride because people clump together and congregate. So they said they're just going off the magic bands. If you, for some reason, don't have a magic band, or you can go to where they sell the pictures and you can say, "Hey, I don't have a magic band," and they'll give you one of those cards, I guess, if you want to, and they'll let you see your picture. Trying to think what else I wanted to tell you. Mike did great with the mask again. Karen's saying I should call them for my rock and roller coaster picture. Okay, Karen. We sat at Woody's lunchbox and drank a bottle of water. You have to really try to find places to take a break. As you see, I had that mask on in the morning, and then I wound up switching masks in the afternoon. And that seems to work for me, having more than one mask, because it gets hot and damp, and I would highly suggest having more than one mask with you when you go. Talked about Millennium Falcon, one family per ride vehicle. Oh, I missed the news story, David.
Hey, it's just like our regular shows.
Yeah.
Perfect.
Stormalong Bay at Yacht and Beach Club will be open August 24th. That was a big complaint people had, because people stay at Yacht and Beach Club for this pool. This pool is the highlight of staying there. So it is reopening on August 24th. Missed that. I thought it was just a screenshot of something else, so I missed it. So I think that was about it, but I really think that I'm planning this trip with my mom at the end of the month, and I have a couple of concerns, especially about Hollywood, because I don't think there's a full day of stuff to do there with her, because she doesn't do the thrill rides. So she'll ride Toy Story Mania. Maybe she'll ride Aliens Throwing Saucers, Mickey and Minnie's Runaway Railway, and maybe Star Tours. Maybe Millennium Falcon too. She's never ridden that before. But if we don't get a Rise of the Resistance return time, I want to take her on Rise, but I don't know that we'll get a return time. She loves the shows, and there are no shows right now. So I don't know. Right now for her, traveling with her, it's definitely not a full day park. With my boys, I was done by 4:00. So with my mom, maybe we'll have a nice lunch, but I think touring plan wise, if you're not looking to be in that 10 o'clock boarding group distribution, I would probably go to Hollywood later in the day, like that lady suggested. I would shoot for after lunchtime, maybe, because it's so hot there. There's very little shade. You have to force yourself to take breaks, to stop and get a bottle of water and make yourself take breaks there. So
yeah,
I don't know. Something to remember about a bottle of water, because this happened to me. We rode Rock and Roller Coaster. When we were getting off, you get let out in the gift shop, and there was a cooler there where they were selling waters in the gift shop. Don't forget that. That's one of Kevin Curtis Allen's big tips is if you want a bottle of water, buy it in a gift shop where you can get your pass holder discount or your DVC discount or your Visa discount. Because if you get it from a little cart, they won't give you a discount. But if you step into a gift shop and buy a bottle of water, you'll get a discount. So that's just a little tip. That's a Kevin Curtis Allen nugget of knowledge. And
it's good to know.
So when we got our water at Rock and Roller Coaster, the guy said, "Do you qualify for any discounts?" And it's like, "Yeah, I'm a pass holder." So
that's cool. So instead of $10, it's now $9.99.
It was $8. I bought 3 waters and it was $8. Yeah. So I know it's crazy. So you're going to be going in a couple of weeks, right? So that's Mr. Mike.
Yeah, we'll be there. We're supposed to go there this weekend, but we've canceled that trip, and we're going to go the same weekend you guys are going, the 29th.
Okay, cool.
So we'll be at Magic Kingdom the 29th, and we'll be at Animal Kingdom Sunday the 30th.
On Sunday the 30th. Okay. I'll be at Animal Kingdom on the 30th. See, I think I changed. I am going to be at Animal Kingdom on Sunday. I think after this trip I changed my days. I moved Epcot to Saturday. I had Epcot on Thursday, but I think I moved Hollywood to Thursday. I'm trying to avoid Magic Kingdom and Hollywood on the weekends. I'm hearing reports that Hollywood and Magic are crazier on the weekends, and that Epcot and Animal Kingdom really aren't.
We decided to do Magic Kingdom just because we figured there's more to do there for a full day.
Oh yeah, absolutely.
So I don't know. We'll see.
I think it's good for you. But you're saying for us seeing each other, but we'll see each other at Animal Kingdom. Maybe we'll have lunch at Yak and Yeti for my mom's birthday.
There you go. That works for me. I don't care about her, but for me, that's great.
Oh, I'm going to tell you said that she already likes you better than me.
I'm just kidding.
Maybe she'll start liking me.
Yeah. No, I'm just kidding. I love your mom. So we'll see how it goes.
Okay.
It'll be my first time back since this whole craziness. So
yeah, so I would definitely recommend extra masks, because I found changing a mask midday, it's nice. It feels nice on your face to have a new mask. So yeah, I'll bring several. Yeah, because you might try, like Michael likes this kind that's made out of the fabric, and I find I like the paper better. And Dominic likes this kind, the t-shirt material. So I don't know. Beth's asking about the holidays. I don't know. I think we're all going to have to just see what happens. There was some holiday Halloween merchandise. I saw pictures on Facebook this week that some Halloween merchandise has showed up in the parks. But as far as decorations, like right now, Magic Kingdom is normally starting to decorate for Halloween, and apparently they haven't started decorating for Halloween yet. Yeah. It's not they were doing it for the parties, and since there's no parties, it's kind of silly to decorate for Halloween. Well, they should still decorate, though. I mean, come on. Well, hopefully they'll decorate maybe the end of September, the beginning of October. But I think right now people just want to see their park back. They want to see it the way they love it. So yeah, because the parties have already started by now, right? Normally, yeah. And that's the other thing about Epcot on the weekends. Normally this time of year, you want to avoid Epcot on a Saturday because it's full of drunk locals. But because of Food and Wine Festival, but right now it's not. Right now it's pretty empty. So
Mhm.
it's interesting. I'm really having a difficult time deciding what to do for meals because I'm hearing about limited menus that a lot of menus are limited. So my mom, I want to be able to sit down with her midday and get her out of the heat. So I keep changing dining reservations. So I don't know. We'll see. Dave, I think that's all I got. You want to
All
see
right,
us
Toni.
out?
Well, you guys know where to follow us at Friends of the Disney Crush. Come on over there, and Toni Ann might let you in.
I'll
Maybe.
let you in. Yeah.
Yeah, and on YouTube, normal places. The podcast will be out. This is going to be our podcast. I'm going
Yeah.
to
So if you
do
listen tonight, you don't have to listen again because I had a
Yeah, but
headache last night.
I might do a little editing to it.
Okay.
And I might have a little bonus surprise in there. So anybody that did come tonight, somewhere in there, I'm not gonna tell you where, but I might have a little ditty there for you somewhere in there. So look out for that. So we appreciate you guys coming tonight. You guys, we appreciate you, and I guess that's gonna do it until next week. So say goodbye, Toni Ann.
Goodbye, Toni Ann. Have a good night, guys.
Bye, guys.